Welcome back to the Creatively Curious podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Walter. In this week's episode, I'll be reviewing week 5 of the Creative Visionary program, which is on design. And an exciting thing happened yesterday. I received my CVP t-shirt. The new thing that they did this year was they sent everyone t-shirts. So this is the back. If you'll have to watch this, I guess, on Spotify or on my YouTube channel. So Art to Life, CVP, Creative Visionary Program 2025. And then I love the front. The front says, "You are a work of art." Will that be backwards? Who knows? But that's what it says. So I'm going to put it on for today's episode. How will I do this with my earphones? One moment, please. Okay, I'm back. I'm back from the other side of the shirt. And I like the color. What is this color? Salmon, maybe? We can have a debate about what color it is. Oh, and I got I did get this earlier, this journal, the Art to Life CVP journal, which I haven't started working in it this year so far because I have my own journal that I had already started. So I'm already working in that. And it's the same size, similar, a little bit smaller, same size. This one from Art to Life has these it's like a little bullet journal. So it has these little dots on the page. And then each page is numbered. And then it has a handy little closer, which is nice because I have to use my own. And then it comes with a little pocket in the front to put well, my kids are always giving me stickers. So stickers or any mementos that you'd want to glue into the the journal. So that's pretty handy. So it took me a while to fill this journal last time that I was using, so I'll have to work on that later. But okay, let's get back to CVP week 5 is design. So I'm just giving kind of like high level review of these concepts. Obviously, Nick Wilton goes into more detail in the course. So we have recorded videos every week, and then there's 2 or 3 live calls every week as well. So he'll review the concepts from the week, and usually we have like a guest that visits on the Tuesday. And then Thursday is 2 of the Art to Life coaches that talk about the concepts and go over different things. Sometimes there's a Q&A on Fridays. Sometimes there's these bloom sessions, which are different this year. So live painting, which I won't get into those right now, but I don't know how I feel about them yet. Okay, so week 5, design. So design is the arrangement of shapes or areas in your art. So that can be true of anything visual. Photography, well, I would say, yeah, anything that you can see. Sculpture, rooms in buildings, buildings themselves, images in magazines, anything that you're looking at, like even, the design of a room, where you're putting your furniture, where you're putting your pictures. So that's really important. And I feel like maybe I have either a natural kind of ability for design, or I used to be a marketing and communications person way back in the day. And so that's what I would do is work with designers to create like print materials, basically. So I was looking at that all the time, just on like flat print materials. So I had a lot of exposure to that and I really like that. Having said that, I feel like sometimes my art can be a bit of what does Nick call it? Like a dog's breakfast or a garage sale where I have lots of different things happening. I've gone a little bit, maybe a bit too far that way in this program. But so it's the arrangement of shapes or areas in your art, and strong design usually has a variety of differences, and the differences can be size or shape or placement in the art. And then, as we also know, value differences. And yeah, place, shape, size, place, proportion. The distances between shapes or areas, we can vary this. So there's a difference. And sometimes the art actually has the distances equal. That can be something that you do, but generally then there's differences in the color of the shapes. But you know, it's up to you. And we mostly notice design differences in the loud conversation. Create differences in all areas of your art for you and for the viewer. Um, and so sometimes you can go too far with differences. That's what I was talking about with the garage sale. Hopefully you can't hear my dog barking. She's barking right now. So differences in value. So maybe creating like too much of a value contrast where like you can't even see the white mark on the white canvas. That would be too far. Or he gave an example of something that's like a really huge um, shape and then just having something so tiny and minuscule that you can't even, again, you can't even see it. Well, that's going too far. Like you need some balance between the size of the shapes and the value. And these two questions were really valuable to me last year, and they will be again this year. And the two questions is my next shape or mark going to be dark or light in value? And then how can my second or my next shape or mark be very different from the one before, from the previous one? So how can the value be different and how else can the shape be different? So that's the size, the shape, the placement of the shape or mark. And then this week, the art practice. So then there's always art practices that we do. This week it's a collage, black and white collage, which I've mentioned before on this podcast that I love collaging. So I can show what I did. I might do another one. Again, one thing I would say is I'm finding a little bit of a challenge I did last year too is that we don't receive feedback on the art that we do. They give us these principles, and so we can analyze and critique our art ourselves, which obviously is a very valuable skill to have. Having said that, sometimes I wish that I could have feedback from people who are more experienced and could just say quickly, like, oh, if you did this, then that could be improved. And I had that. I've taken painting classes before, and I had a painting that I felt like I was really happy with, and the instructor gave me just like a little bit of feedback to put black or really dark kind of outlining under the roof of a barn that I had painted, and it really made the piece pop after that. Just little things like that that, you know, due to lack of experience, I guess a person like me wouldn't necessarily know. So they do have a membership, which I think I'll consider that this year. I didn't do it last year, monthly, where they do provide feedback, which I think could be very valuable. So black and white collage and then black and white boards. So working on those 12 by 12 wood panels. I have not done that yet, so that's for me to catch up with. And actually, I'm going to paint over the one that I did, one of the ones I did last year, and just see. I'm going to take a photo. I'll take a photo of it and then paint over it and then maybe post something on somewhere, the socials somewhere, if anyone wants to take a look at that. Let's see, the art practice, I'm thinking because it was black and white last week too. the value scale, which I believe I showed in the video of this podcast. Yeah, just clarifying values and then taking an artboard and playing with all the values and then clarifying using more of the like white, almost white, black, almost black. So really working with those before we get into color. So for anyone watching this video, I'll just show the collage that I worked on. So black, I guess I didn't use just fully black and white. Some of the images had a little bit of color, but I think that's okay. And because I like collaging so much, I'll probably do another one. And then my artboard, I still have to work on that. So I'll work on that and then post it somewhere. And I think that's all I have to say for this week. Week 5 design. And then actually technically, so that was last week. So I'm kind of like a week behind in that schedule. This week is a rest week, which I appreciate because I needed to catch up on things. But today we do have a call, which I'm super excited about. So we'll see, is with Martha Beck. So anyone who's watching this or listening to it, if you are a Wayfinder, Martha Beck, Wayfinder coach, and a CVPer, I would love to hear from you. If there's that combination, I'm sure there is because there's lots of Wayfinders and oftentimes Wayfinders are also very creative. So if there's a Wayfinder CVP or out there, let's connect and we can make our own little unique, awesome group together. So as per usual, if you like this podcast and find it helpful, please rate, review, and subscribe to it. And just in case anyone's interested, so it's April, what is it? The end of April. I do have some openings actually for one-on-one coaching starting in May, so May 2025. So if you're interested, I'm going to put a link to my schedule down below this video and we can hop on a call and just meet each other before we agree to anything. And it's kind of an opportunity to do like quick coaching and see how you like it, see if we resonate together. So I'll drop that link below. And if you're interested, then we can talk about that further. And um, I'll end with this quote. You are a work of art. So remember that going into your day or your week or your month. And I'll see you next time. Take care.